So Jim Larrañaga usually joins us on Wednesdays, is going to be traveling. Jim Larrañaga, the head coach at the University of Miami for their men's basketball team for many years, and he's on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. We brought him on a day early, talk a little hoops with him, and there he is. What are you doing travel-wise? You're going to see your son? You going to L.A. to spend Thanksgiving there?
Yeah, I'm going to L.A. I'm going to cheer on the Clippers and get them rolling. I'm going to bring them some good luck.
Bring him some plays. Bring a chalkboard and a piece of chalk and an eraser. And
I would make.
Hey, don't be trashing my Clippers now.
Sorry, you laid it up there for me. Who am I not to bounce it back in if I get the opportunity? We're talking about the Heat. So the Heat are 12-6. They're third in the East. Tyler Hero's back. And I asked Crowder and Solana yesterday. This was before they won yesterday. I asked them yesterday, is it time we start having the conversation about the Heat being one of the better teams in the East, one of the best teams in the East? And now with Tyler back, and as Solana mentioned at the beginning of the show, they won a game last night that maybe last year they would have lost, and sometimes that's what makes a good team a great team. So is it too early to start talking about the Heat as being one of the elite teams in the East?
Well, I certainly think they are right now at 12-6 and playing very well. The win last night, when it got tied at 102, I was like, uh-oh. And then you have a player like Tyler Hero in his first game back, goes 12 for 18, plays a terrific game, makes the game-winning shot. They played like a championship caliber team. But again, it's November. The season's just getting started. What I loved about last night is they did it without Norman Powell, who's having a career year. And he's playing like one of the top 10 players in the NBA right now. He's scoring the ball so efficiently. So when he and Tyler Hero team up, if they have the great on-court chemistry, that's a huge bonus for Eric Spoelstra and the staff, where they have those two big-time scorers in the same backcourt.
And, Coach, Solana and me, we're going after, we argue all day on this show, but he talks about the pace of play, which the Heat are number one in the league pace of play. But then I looked at the top 5 pace of play teams. The other 4 teams are below 500. They're not great teams. Like, what do you take from pace of play? Is that an impressive stat to have your team be the number one pace of play team in the league?
Well, only if you're winning. It's not something that pace of play determines whether you win or not. Pace of play is basically how you're utilizing your personnel. If your personnel is suited to that style, like Spo and his staff think the Heat are, then you utilize that to your advantage. If your team, runs up and down the floor and loses, then it's not so great. Do you remember when Paul Westhead ran the system with the Denver Nuggets 30 years ago and he was scoring 140 points and his opponent was scoring 150? Oh, Crowder, you don't know that? You don't know that story?
Yeah, Coach, I think I was 9 years old.
Weren't you paying attention to the NBA back then? Come on.
Yes,
well, here's the thing. Paul Westhead won a world championship with the Lakers running the system. He had Magic Johnson pushing the ball, and then Pat Riley took over, and it was Lakers Showtime. They now got a TV show called Showtime or something like that about the Lakers' great run in the 80s under Pat Riley. But I think what Spo is doing, his team is suited for that style. He feels very comfortable pushing the ball and scoring before the opponent's defense gets set. Every coach will tell you it's harder to score when the opponent has 5 defenders back and you have to try to score against a set defense, then if you're in the open court and it's 2-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-3, 5-on-4, once you have the advantage, you want to take advantage of it. If you don't have the advantage and it's 5-on-5, that's a different story. And a lot of those teams that are playing fast that are not as successful as the Heat, it's because their players are just not as good at it right now. that can change over a period of time because, as I said, it's early in the season. It's still November.
Coach, what about a player like Kel'el Ware? We've talked about him already this season. Over his last 3 games, 20 points in all 3 games, 20 and 14 rebounds, 20 and 16 rebounds, 20 and 18 rebounds. When do you know that a player who obviously has a ton of talent, when do you know that he's no longer taken a leap to where you can expect that sometimes, but then he'll regress in other games, to he's emerged, he's arrived, he's officially taken that leap to big-time player?
Yeah, Solana, here's my thought about that. He was in the starting lineup. Was he in the start lineup all 3 games?
Yes.
So maybe the excitement of moving into the starting lineup and thinking like, I got to earn that spot and keep it for the rest of the year. And he's playing with Bam. So, we're trying to figure out if that combination is going to actually work in the long run. Obviously, winning a close game like last night is a tremendous sign. But if he starts to be too happy with himself and his production slips, then the question comes in, should we move him back to the bench and make him earn that playing time a second time? Hopefully Kel'el is getting old enough, experienced enough, confident enough, and is competitive enough to make that starting role his and only his for the rest of the season.
So I just want to see if I have this correct, Coach Larrañaga. If you were coaching the Heat and you're 12-6 and your style of play is working perfectly the way that you thought, and obviously you're hoping, like you said, that Norman Powell and Tyler Hero will coexist as, superstars can. You wouldn't have a moment in your office by yourself saying, hey, man, I know it's only November. I think I got something here. Or you would literally be, hey, early, I'm not thinking success yet. I got it. And I understand you got a long season to play, but you wouldn't start having those thoughts of everything I thought that this team was going to be during the offseason as we prepared for the season. Everything I thought is coming true. I think I got it.
Hawk, you're amazing. You want coaches to look into their crystal ball and figure out the way they're going to be playing in April, May, and June. No, coaches tend to look at it one day at a time, one game at a time.
No, they say that, but do they really do it is my question.
Well, you obviously feel better after wins when you're on a little bit of a winning streak. You feel good that you're doing the right thing, because if you lost 3 in a row, you'd be saying to yourself, what adjustments do we have to make? Do we have to consider slowing things down? Or do we have to consider changing the lineup, changing our defense, whatever your thoughts are? But it's really in the present. You don't want to get too far ahead of you, and you don't want to look back too far. You want to really examine what is going on, what's working for you, and what's not working for you so well.
And what's the OKC head coach's name? Like, he has to be comfortable right now, Coach. He's by far has the best team.
One loss.
Yeah, they have one loss, Coach. They just won a championship. Like, he can't be panicking on a Tuesday before a game. He's the best team in the world.
No, those young teams, they still have a lot of energy. The older teams, those guys have to motivate themselves. They've been playing for 10, 12 years. A little bit more difficult to keep yourself ready game after game. These young teams, look what the Pistons are doing. They're young and enthusiastic, and I'm starting to see. I'm big on Instagram, and they're starting to show offensive clips of the Detroit Pistons, clips of plays that they're running to get Cade Cunningham going. How about the kid who no one drafted? What the heck's his name? Who's now in the start lineup for the Pistons? You guys know who I'm talking about?
You're talking about Duncan Robinson?
No. This kid was undrafted. He was not. No.
Jalen Duren?
What is it?
Jalen Duren?
No, Jalen Duren was a lottery pick. Come on. You
Isaiah
guys,
Stewart,
At least I got Duncan. He wasn't drafted. At least I got half the question right.
no, this guy's name is Jenkins, Dennis Jenkins. He wasn't drafted,
oh, DJ.
and he's now starting and averaging like 17-9 for the Pistons. He wasn't even drafted. They have found a diamond in the rough. They've inserted him, given him more and more playing time. Initially, he was coming in off the bench. Now he's starting, and he's doing a fantastic job. You know, with teams, you always are looking for those players who step up to fill a role, much like Duncan Robinson did for the Heat. You know, those guys who come in off the bench and light it up for you. This guy has done it. Now they've moved him into the starting lineup. And I'm looking at his stats right now. He's killing it. He's shooting 51% from the field, 46% from three, and having a heck of a year.
I may have to start betting some over-unders on him. Maybe Vegas hasn't caught up to Coach L on this one. Let me ask you a question before we run out of time here, because Thanksgiving's coming up on Thursday. The Hurricanes play BYU. I think they're ranked 9th in the country on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. It's some invitational. And so it's a 5 p.m. Thanksgiving Day start. Did you like playing in those holiday tournaments, or was that more of just, hey, it's a casualty of the business? Like, did you look forward to a Thanksgiving tournament where, you know, you can't do a traditional Thanksgiving with your family, or did you love that part of it?
Well, first of all, I'm very excited to see our Miami Hurricanes team go up against BYU. I think that'll be a fabulous game, and again, another way for Jay Lucas and his staff to evaluate their team. As far as my experience, I loved it when we won. I hated it when we lost. That was very, very simple. We played some great games, some great teams during the holidays, and a lot of them were ESPN events. I like those ESPN events. They were all on TV. Families could plan well in advance to come. So Thanksgiving weekend became if you were at home, we'd have Thanksgiving dinner as a team, and then the players would actually go with their families who had arrived in town. When we were on the road, they celebrated with their families. It's these games this weekend are going to be phenomenal. You got so many great college matchups. I'm looking forward to it.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving meal? Like, what's the portion of it that you look forward to the most? We were talking on the air yesterday. Really, we're not doing traditional Thanksgiving meals. I don't think any of us on the show, other than Jimmy, although they're doing more than just turkey. Are you standard turkey, stuffing, sweet potatoes, and what's your favorite?
My favorite is when my wife is cooking Thanksgiving dinner. I eat a little bit of the turkey meat, but her stuffing and mashed potatoes and gravy are to die for. That's all I want to eat. Second, third helpings of the stuffing and the mashed potatoes. The gravy is awesome. The turkey's just okay, but we won't be doing that this Thursday. We'll be in LA, and my son and his wife will be preparing the dinner meal.
Hey, Coach, what does your wife put in her stuffing? Because it's just soggy bread to me at my house. Is there something more in that stuffing?
I got no idea, but Crowder, if you were at my house, you'd be at the dinner table for hours eating it. This stuff is so good. It's unbelievable.
Have you suggested to your son Jay just bringing in In-N-Out Burger on Thanksgiving as long as you're out in LA?
No. They've got a big dinner planned. I'm just glad that I don't have to fix anything. I'm not a cook. I just eat the meal that whatever's served to me, and I'm not a big eater. I've told you guys before, I wish I didn't have to eat, that I could just sustain life without eating. That would be right.
He doesn't like to eat. He does not like to eat. He's very fit. What did you eat today? What did you eat today?
I had a yogurt for breakfast, and I had soup for lunch. And I had butterscotch soup. It was awful.
Huh. I mean, Jimmy there, he lives on Costco hot
butternuts.
dogs.
My wife says butternut squash.
I had a feeling I had a feeling it was butternut squash soup. It was terrible. Did she make it?
What?
Did she make it?
She made it at Publix.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't her recipe. She just picked it up
she
for
just
you.
bought it off the shelf.
So just a cup of hot soup for lunch, huh?
Yeah, that was it.
Bread?
Yeah.
No bread to dip the bread.
No. I did have some saltine crackers, but not many. I don't eat. I eat more junk. I like ice cream and cookies and candy.
I had avocado toast today. That's all I've had. Avocado toast and a cappuccino.
Gosh.
You never had avocado toast?
No, I don't eat avocado.
Oh, Coach, I got to get you up to Boca. You and I, we're going to go to Italiano. It's a little market right downstairs. We're going to have an avocado toast and a cappuccino, and we're going to talk about Josh Giddey and Montas Buzelis.
Josh Giddey's playing very well.
Very well. Very well. Hit the over last night, 20.5. All right, we love you, Coach. Safe travels to L.A.
Thanks,
Happy
guys.
Thanksgiving
Happy
to you and your family, and we'll talk to you next week.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.